Moral rigidity. Now, this is not based upon. It's not based upon things. I don't have any issues with the people working here. It's just on studies. Then I compare it with different people that I've had to interact with throughout my life. And these people were from all walks of life. So there's nothing wrong with anyone here. But well, I'm not talking about this topic. Morality. Because, okay, how do I put it? Okay, people on the autism spectrum are not as naive as you think they are. Even if you have a look at Forrest Gump and that, there was always, as a child, I really enjoyed the movie. As a child, as a teenager, I really did. But I knew something was off. So they left out a whole bunch of stuff from the book. Because it didn't suit the family-friendly narrative. So Jenny and Forrest met each other at school, and then they formed a band and they toured around the United States of America playing gigs. Now, these gigs that they were playing involved like all sorts of places, but like one bit of example was they used to perform in nightclubs and bars and stuff, according to the book, which is the book which came out about 6 years? Was it 6 years or 8 years before the movie? And yeah, so they were performing at like all sorts of places, but they would leave out the fact that they were performing at the nightclubs, and they left out the fact that there's times mentioned in the book. I'm not saying he's a heavy drinker, because some of us are, some of us aren't. I'm not using an excuse or anything, but I'm a Pisces, so I also like to, I like my escapism sometimes, but I only like to do that when it's like I've dealt with all the things that matter, but like I've dealt with everything that needs to be dealt with. But sometimes I like to have a bit of fun or something. Now, obviously I got my own ways of doing that now that's totally different, but when I was younger, that's an easy way to have fun, Doesn't take much brains to go to a bottle store and buy 20 or 30 bucks worth of alcohol or more than that, and then drink it all one night. Doesn't take much knowledge to do that. But, I got my creative buzz, I do all my stuff, I do my writing. I feel the same way when I do my writing. I feel the same way when I reminisce about things, all that type of thing. Anyway, let's get round to it. Morality. They say that autistic people suffer from moral rigidity, rigid morality. Now, because they say that most people, if they have people put pressure on them, they'll say, yeah, I'm all about that, and then they'll put on the show until those people are gone, just to keep themselves safe. But even though they don't even believe these things, whatever the person is talking about, like they'll go on about, let's say, Christianity or the Islam or whatever, and some people will just go along with it, even though they don't believe in those things. They might be spiritual, or they might be Mormon or something. Quite a lot of people will just go along with it, even though they don't agree with it. And then once they're out of that situation, they revert back to what they truly believe in. As for like autistic people, they're like, this is who I am. But when they are in private, then they don't have the pressure going on, because that is exactly what they believe in, and they told it how it is, and they stood for what they believed in. Nothing changes. and that can actually cause a hindrance in getting ahead in life and other things like this. So that was the bit that upset me about the movies with autistic characters, and it was it just wasn't realistic. It was like, oh yeah, like it was either they were all good or they were all bad, and it wasn't an accurate presentation of how things really are. So that's got to do with pretty much all the movies. You know, Guardians of the Galaxy, Star Wars, The Addams Family guys, Forrest Gump. There's many others. There is many others. Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. Now, I'm not saying that all characters were, but you can definitely see the influences. Alright, guys. It is about 10 past 1 because I'm doing this on my camera. I'll upload it to TikTok when I get home. Just thought I'd do this. It's different, you know. Well, it's not totally different because you guys have seen this before, but, you know, it's not something I do all the time. So, yeah, the moral rigidity coming into play is okay, like, you can put pressure on people and then they'll just go along to get along, and then when the pressure is off and the people that we're putting the pressure on are away, or even just asking the question, quite a lot of people will actually, that's when they'll revert back to being themselves or what they truly believe in at the time. As for autistic people, it seems to be far more likely, according to all the studies and stuff and what I've experienced, far more likely, pretty much, you know, it'll either be they just tell them they don't agree and they won't go along to get along, or they just won't share their opinion or dissuade the conversation because they don't want to go against their morals. Okay, see you, bye-bye.